Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. I'm Earl, here with another talking head type of video, just talking to the camera. A nice Sunday evening. Well, it's hot, so it's a hot Sunday evening. Comparison, is it the thief of joy? That's been on my mind a little bit recently, and I've been doing some, let's just say, job searching, right? Explore my options for my career, my future, and things like that. Trying to be proactive. And I've had this job for quite a while. So looking at new things is, you know, can be a little intimidating. But the the thing is some of you know my past, and I kind of didn't take care of myself for the longest time, right? So I didn't advance maybe the way I should have. So I recently noticed that somebody came back to my company, and someone I worked with a long time ago when we were like 20, early, in our 20s and a young age, and he's doing real well off now with the company. And so the what ifs start happening for me. Like, man, maybe if I had my crap together early on in my life, maybe I'd be doing a little better. But or is this the path I'm just supposed to be on sometimes, right? Now, when it comes to comparison, right, the comparison thief of joy saying, obviously, I did not come up with. I've heard a lot of people a lot smarter than me say that, and but it makes a lot of sense to me. I've been very fortunate in my life that I'm not like a keeping up with the Joneses type of person. That if somebody has a boat, I need to go get a boat. Or if they have a nice car, I gotta get a nice car. No, that's never been my style at all. Um, and I'm pretty grateful. Maybe it's because it's the way I was raised, but I'm grateful for what I have, right? And not that we didn't have much as a kid. It's just, things didn't come easy, right? We had to, I bought my first car, type of thing. But with work sometimes, like especially if you're looking at a job opening and looking at the application or the job requirements, qualifications, all that stuff. Some of that stuff is it's crazy. Like what the what it'll look like, because they're looking for like the perfect candidate that doesn't really exist, right? But if you meet some of these qualifications, you're probably doing okay. But I find myself sometimes doing that comparison thing when it comes to basically where I am because of what happened in my past with my alcoholism, right? Uh, I just always did a good enough job to get by, though. I think this is a little tougher on camera to talk about than I thought it was going to be. You know, but I'll beat myself up. That's what it is. It really comes down to me. I'm hard on myself, and I'll regret things I did, and what a shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? And but I always have to remember that's where I'm at now, and I'm happy. Like I'm pretty, like I said, I'm grateful for what I have, and it could be a lot worse and everything, and so I gotta catch myself pretty quick to not compare myself. So, this video could be for anyone who might be going through a similar thing. We really kind of just got to take care of my own stuff here, right? And not worry about things that I can't change right now. Exactly, you know. I am where I am right now. I can't do anything and dwell on the past, and that's definitely not a good thing. But it'll happen, and who knows? Don't they say more money, more problems sometimes too, or is that just a song? uh, yeah, and since I've been doing this, I've kind of lost since I've been looking for this like career options or what I want to do. Just and do I do anything? Do I do nothing? Do I do something? Some of the not doing things led me to where I am now, which is um, has been a pretty good thing, and I will say one of the best things I ever did was get get sober. That's probably my greatest accomplishment. So but what I see, but going through all this, I've kind of lost a little interest. I've still kind of put some videos up, but I've lost a little interest in my photography or video filming, and I haven't been taking them out, my camera with me in the morning and everything like that. And just the last couple of days, um, I've been starting to get the itch again. Again, it's coming back to me. Just because I was so kind of worked up in some of that stuff, and I got a pretty good God shot. I'm going to share a good story with you guys here. If you made it this far, this is a good one. I like to call them God shots. So when I was in rehab, the one of the things is that trying to, you kind of want to give yourself something greater than yourself to help you get sober, right? And that's what they're trying to tell you in rehab, right? And I'm always like, well, I got myself into this problem. Only I can get myself out of this. And I've always kind of believed in God. And but I said at that point, I was playing basketball with myself, shooting hoops, and I said, God, basically said, give me a sign. And in my head, I thought, like, and this butterfly flew right by me. And at that point, I was like, okay, all right, I'm not in charge here, And after that, I was able to kind of just, yeah, I don't have like the help with the growth in that part of my life. And last night, my wife and I, she was sitting out here, and the church we go to, she sometimes does the children's ministry and does their classes. And I was going to help today in it. And I don't always do that. So she was sitting here with me going over the script. And of course, I never, like I said, I rarely ever do this. She never goes over like the what's going on. And she talks about, they have a comparison of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, and it's renewing life and rebirth basically, and everything like that. And I just kind of just not dozed off, but like kind of was a shot for me, because I'd been thinking about all this stuff and worried about all this work stuff and career and future tripping and all these things. And I've been asking kind of for a sign, like, tell me things might be okay, or tell me, what I need to do, or just, and that was this, the sign, because that it's not like they talk about that every time in church when they go to church, like this butterfly story that she was reading to me. So I can't help that. That's a sign. Call it a coincidence if you want. I like to believe that someone's looking out for me there in that one, because and then I get this nice feeling too, like this peaceful feeling, which is cool. And then my creativity wants to come, so it's just a reminder for me, yeah, I guess I got a little deeper than I was planning on getting here, but this is some true talk, real talk here. And we'll see what happens. Sometimes it's not in my hands what's going to happen all the time. I can guide myself and do certain things, right? But I don't know. Like I said, I think just like I said, the reminder was just to stay present and not worry about the future so much. So and stop comparing. Stop comparing the comparison part, and because that doesn't do any good for me. So if you're comparing yourself to other people, don't do it. Don't do it, I guess. Obviously there's goals to strive for, that's one thing, but, sometimes what you don't have, you don't need anyway. At least I don't. But, except for chocolate. I like chocolate. All right, well, thanks for stopping by. I really hope you made it through that one, because if you made it halfway through, you got, I think, a good story at the end there. I haven't shared that with too many people. All right, talk to you later. Peace.